Now, all of this work that we've put out there so far, the key is that we remain completely aligned. Let's kind of take a quick look at what we've done so far. We have created our market space. We have sent out articles. We have positioned ourselves as a knowledge source. We have given before we've received. We've provided information. We have people now thinking of us as a knowledge source. We really focused and sent a voicemail that showed we were a knowledge source, that we understood their world. We got on the phone. We set up an appointment in a completely professional way, making sure that we weren't typical, that we were a knowledge source, that we were worth them seeing. So all of this is aligned, and now we're going in to conduct the appointment. We have set up what our primary and secondary objectives are. We know what we want to get out of this phone, out of this meeting. This is no time to fumble. Now let me also point out to you that your decision maker at this moment in time is most likely in that state of dissonance. They kind of understand you want to talk to them about selling something, and yet you presented yourself in a completely different way. So they're in this state of cognitive dissonance. They know you want to sell them something, but they also know that you're different. So the human mind wants to rush to a conclusion. It wants to get rid of that dissonance and cognitively understand that you are in fact typical. Or our job is to get that decision maker to cognitively understand that we are different. We are going to allow them to erase their dissonance by realizing we're worth seeing. Okay? So now we're in there, we know what we want, we've done everything aligned to get there. Now that we're in the call, this is no time to fumble. And I like to use a poker hand as an analogy on conducting these sales calls. And whether you know poker or not, it's kind of he who has the best hand and is still in the game wins. So, it's a series of betting. And I like to look at the sales call as the betting process, right? You asked for an appointment, so you anteed up. They gave you the appointment. They anteed up. Now the pot's even. It's really up to us to now get the sales call started by giving something again. So now they have given us the appointment. We need to give them something. So we need to talk to them about who we are and what we do without spilling all of the beans. It needs to be enough that they understand why we're there, and it makes them comfortable. I'm not kind of guessing who we are and what we do. We want to make them comfortable without simply telling them this laundry list or this menu, because it's really important that we get them talking. So we developed this idea of creating your ante. And your ante is really, what is your talk? What is your business? You may have heard of things like an elevator speech. What is it about your business and what you do that we can tell this decision maker and get them to understand, be a little bit relaxed now, and understand why we're there without giving them an entire menu and pretending or assuming that we know exactly what their needs are. So what we need to do is develop our ante. Now, in the next page of your workbook, you're going to see a sample that we've used to do that. And in a moment, we're going to ask you to really think through yours and create an outline for what your ante is. Ultimately, we're going to be asking you as homework to write your ante and not even nearly, and memorize it, so that at any point in time, if you are in a position where you have an opportunity to present yourself as a salesperson, you're going to have this top of mind. So now we're in the call. Everything needs to be aligned. We need to understand this person is in a state of dissonance, which may mean they're a bit agitated. So if you go back to your profile and you look at your behaviors under pressure, your behaviors in a conflict situation, we have to assume that our decision maker also has their behaviors in a conflict situation. And so we need to be prepared to help bring this to an even level by providing our ante and adding something to the pot. We're going to take a moment now. I really want you to begin outlining what your ante might be. If you flip to the next page, you'll see a sample, and it's the one that we've been using. Feel free to model that if that makes sense for you and your business.